Hey there, geometry students. We're looking at IXL standard X.2 outcomes of compound events. We're going to try to figure out the outcomes of these compound events presented to us. You roll a die and spin the spinner. How many outcomes are possible? Well, I'm going to show you one way to go about this, and then I might be able to give you a little bit of a shortcut using some mathematical logic. So when you roll a die, and this looks to be a standard six-sided die, you've got 6 outcomes. Those are the outcomes. Well, think about it. For each side of the die that pops up, how many outcomes are available on the spinner? We've got 4, right? We've got 4 outcomes. I'm not even going to be able to fit all these on here, but it's 7, 4, 5, 6. And then, of course, you could do the same thing for all of these other. I'll do this one for 6 since it's down a ways. It'll be easier to fit it in here. But how many outcomes are available for each roll of the die? Well, I've got 4 outcomes from the spinner. So 7, 4, 6, 5. Think about it. How many outcomes are there for each roll of the die? 4. 4 outcomes for each roll of the die. And I could also do this in the reverse. I could have said for each spin on the spinner, there's 6 available outcomes for each roll of the die. So if there are 4 for all of these, that's 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Well, that's 5 plus 4, right? Or what's another way to write this? 4 times 6. Or, by the commutative property, you could write 6 times 4. 6 outcomes for the die times 4 outcomes for the spinner. How many total outcomes are possible in this particular scenario? Well, there are 24 possible outcomes. Okay, 6 for the die and 4 for the spinner. Multiply those together, 24 possible outcomes. Wonderful, fantastic. Let's take a look here. What do we have? You flip a coin and pick a card. How many outcomes are possible? Well, how many outcomes are possible for the flip of the coin? 2 times. How many outcomes are possible for the cards? Looks to me like there are 8 outcomes. That's 16 outcomes are possible. Okay, we've got 2 outcomes for the coin, 8 outcomes for the picking of a card. 16 total outcomes. Let's try another one here together. You flip a coin and pick a card. How many outcomes are possible? Flip a coin, 2. Pick a card. Well, there are 3 different cards. 3. That's 6 outcomes. Okay, well, I hope this gets you started on the right track. Let's answer this one. Then we're going to skip ahead, see if there's some more difficult problems we could look at together. So let's jump a level here. You pick 1 card from each set. How many outcomes are possible? Well, that looks to me like you got 2 possible outcomes here, and you got 3 outcomes here. That's 6 outcomes. Pretty much the same as what we were just looking at. So that's 6 outcomes there. Let's put that in. Now let's jump ahead a little bit more here. You spin the spinner and pick a card. How many outcomes are possible? Well, that looks the exact same as what we had, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. Oh man, we're in the challenge zone already. Let's see if we can do a challenge zone problem together. You spin each spinner and find the sum. How many different sums are possible? This one might take a little bit of work. This one might take a little bit of work when you think about it, because you spin the spinner and then find the sum. How many different sums are possible? Let's take a look here at what we have going on. All right, so to tackle this problem, I pulled it over here in the Active Inspire. First, we need to figure out what's the lowest sum we could create. What's the lowest sum? Well, we could create the sum 3 plus what's the lowest number on this spinner? 3 plus the lowest number on this spinner? 4. That's 3 plus 3 plus 4. That's 10. That's the lowest sum we can create. What's the highest sum? The highest sum would be, let's see here, 8 plus 8 plus, well, I guess that's 8. So the highest sum we could create with these spinners would be 8 plus 8 plus 8, which is 24. Now the question is, can we create every other sum in between 10 and 24? Let's check that. Maybe you could check that on a sheet of paper. I'm going to pause the video, check, and then we'll check together. All right, well, I checked, and we're able to make all the sums, integer sums between 10 and 24. So I was able to create 10, 11, 12, and so on, all the way to 24 Well, how many outcomes does that give us? That gives me 15 different sums. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different, all right, sums are possible. So when tackling a problem like this, find your, let's see if we can do that again. Find your lowest sum, find your highest sum, and then just see if it's possible. As you know, just a quick check to see if it's possible to do the other sums in between, and I think you'll be in good shape. I hope this video helps you out with Geometry IXL Standard X2. Good luck on this one. Let me know if you have any questions.